Hello everyone, thank you for inviting me to your place. My name is Dr. Jinaan Jawad. Yeah, I like to come here, and my question before I begin is, how many times have you always asked yourself you want to change, but the pain of changing is too hard that you rather stay in the same rut that you've been in and time again and time out, expecting different results, but still have the same reaction? Does that sound familiar? Did I hit a chord with some people? Yes? Okay. Yes, it's true. Again, my background, yeah, you know what, I tell you what, I was there in your shoes too. Okay? I know what it's like to put things off till tomorrow. But I saw a phrase a long time ago. It said, you know what, someday isn't part of the 7 days. We have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Where's someday? Someday you'll change. Someday never comes, because today is always tomorrow's yesterday. So my question is always, what motivates you? Ask yourself that. I mean, don't answer out loud. We have a full house here. I don't want everybody's reaction. Okay? You got to ask yourself, how long can you be in the situation that you are now? And also, too, when is your time? Because your time varies. And I always say this, maybe your time, to answer that question, maybe your time is not now. It took me a long time. It took me a long time to really, for me to get out of my rut and change my behavior and get to where I want to be today. You got to ask yourself, how long will you be in the situation? Because I'll tell you a secret. I'll tell you the biggest secret in the world. Nobody's going to do it for you except yourself. You got that? I learned a phrase, actually, from my sister. The only hand that I could fully trust is the hand at the end of my wrist. Because it's that hand that's going to lead you to your success. Okay, so basically, I'm here. The only reason why I'm here, I'm just going to give you 5 tips off the top of my head that will help motivate you. Okay? And I always say, now is the time is now. Alright, for those old Led Zeppelin fans, you know the lyric, now is the time is now. Yes, yeah, there you go, yes, okay. I'm an old Led Zeppelin fan myself, okay? So, the time is today. When is a good time to change? I can tell you right now, there is no good time to change. Nobody's going to come knocking on your door and saying, oh, by the way, change. It changes today. Nobody's going to say that, because there is no good time. The time is now. You got to ask yourself, how much longer can you stand the way you're doing and get the same results? Now is the time is now. So, what is it? So, with Jim Rohn, I'm a quote man. I love quotes. I'm a quote man. I'm a quote junkie. I love quotes. I tell you what, back when I was how old are you? 19. He's 19 years old. 19-year-old gentleman. I started reading motivation. I'm 45. Okay, so I can be your father. All right. I started reading motivational quotes back in the days. Jim Rohn. Back when I was 19 years old. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit is what keeps you going. Motivation is what gets you started. Habit keeps you going. How long does it take to become a habit? 21 days. Remember that. Keynote. Okay, there are 7 days in the week, and someday isn't one of them. When is someday? When are you going to change? Someday? When do you want to change? How about today? How about today? You know, I took a long time to change. Today came late for me. I read the quotes. I like the quotes. But my someday happened later on in life. Okay? So again, my bottom was different than yours. And the thing is, though, that's okay. Because maybe I always tell people, maybe now's not your time. Maybe you have to fail a little bit more before you change. And that's okay. I failed a lot of times. I failed at life. I got fired from jobs. I failed a lot of classes before I finally decided, you know what, I'm tired. I got sick and tired of being sick and tired. So, again, it's not perfect. I'm not perfect. So, thing is, suffer the pain of discipline or suffer the pain of regret. Because what happens when we change? We ask ourselves, what? Wow, why didn't I do it sooner? So, tip number one. Tip number one, again, you guys want to write this down, write it down. Tip number one, decide what you want. Reach down inside, okay? Reach down inside yourself. Reach down inside what you want. Because what this gentleman in the front, he's 19 years old. And I had fun when I was 19. I had a lot of fun when I was 19, okay? What I wanted at 19 was different than this young lady over here, she's 25. At 25 years old, yeah, they're priorities. However, you have to decide what you want. And then after you decide what you want, you gotta write it down. Writing it down, something magical happens when you put pen to paper. What happens? What happens? It becomes a reality, right? It becomes a reality. When you say that you want to be a success, wow, that becomes a stamp. This gentleman I was talking to him earlier, he's still in school. He's in college. He wants good grades. I told him, write it down. Once you write things down, it becomes a reality because then your brain sees it. Your brain sees it. If you can see, you can achieve. Okay, make a plan. How are you going to do it? Start from the result and then work your way backwards. Make a plan. Start where you want to end up. And then tell yourself the steps of how you're going to do it backwards. Because that's how your body's going to say, okay, this is how I'm going to do it. Remember, always fail to plan, plan to fail. So step number one, write it down. Okay. Step number two, keep track. Keep track, put it in a journal. Tell a friend. I have an accountability friend. Keep it in your calendar, write it in your computer, write it in your iPod. I'm sorry, your iPhone. Back in the days, when I was doing bodybuilding competitions, I had to lose a certain amount of weight in a certain amount of time. Typically, I had to lose about 10 pounds, but also I had to lose about 10% body fat. Because in bodybuilding competitions, you are judged instantaneously the moment you go on stage. So I had to typically have a 10-week diet. I mapped out my progress, so I knew what I had to change for that final day. Because the result was the bodybuilding competition. So, write things down, keep track, have an accountability friend. Because I tell you why. Because when you write things down, it keeps you on track. Now, I'll tell you a little story. An airline, I got a patient of mine, he's an airline pilot. He tells me, you know what, 95% of the time, we are off track. Imagine that. You're going to Florida, Disney World. Do you realize that the airline pilot is 95% times off track? He charts his progress to keep him on track. And eventually we get to Disneyland. It's awesome. It's great. You've been to Disneyland. It's awesome. You haven't been to Disneyland? Okay, go. You gotta go. All right. Tip number 3. This is my favorite, okay? Motivational quotes, motivational sayings, slogans, pictures. If you want to be the best you could be in your field, put that person's picture up. Okay, when I was bodybuilding, back in the days, I had bodybuilders' pictures of the wall in my room. Because I wanted to say, that's what I knew I wanted to look like. That was my goal. Then when I became a doctor, what I did was, I had a picture with one of my colleagues, one of my professors at the time. And I had his picture next to me. Him and I took a picture together. I had that picture on my dresser drawer. That was my goal. I wanted to be like that. I wanted to be like that. I wanted to be better than that. So, always, post motivational quotes, pictures. Because here's the thing. Here's a question that you've got to ask yourself. If I always do what I've always done, I will always be where I've always been. Phenomenal quote. You guys can write this down if you want. Other one, the real battleground. Where's the real battleground? In your mind. Because the reason why you can't change is fear. What is fear? Fear is an acronym. False evidence appearing real. What do you say to yourself when you say you want to do something or be somebody? I can't do that. I can't do that. Well, I'll tell you a little secret. I'm living proof of what I could not do. Okay? I didn't think I could be up here speaking. I didn't think I'd become a doctor. I didn't think I'd become a professor. Back 25 years ago, I had my head so far up my behind, I didn't know what I was even going to do. And it's sad. But once I believed in myself and realized that it's too easy to be average, I wanted to make a change. I wanted to make a change. And it was one day at a time. One day at a time. So stop. The thing is, first and foremost, to motivate yourself, okay? A lot of times we always think about what other people are going to think about us. Growing up, I had the worst friends, okay? Now, some people can relate to this. I had a gang of friends back in my days who kept me down, who never believed that who never wanted me to achieve my maximum potential. Why? Do you have friends like this? That they kept you down? Reason being because if you succeed, that's actually a reflection on their identification. Do you ever wonder why it's so hard for some people to get out of a certain area, a relationship? I had a bad, we've all had this. I was with a girl 25 years ago, again, a typical bad relationship back in high school and college. She kept me down. What did she say to me? She said, who else can you get? You can't get anybody else besides me. Who's going to love you? Who's going to want you? Who's going to want to be with you? And you know what my little 18-year-old self said? You're right. You're right. So I stuck with her. I stuck with her for another 4 more years. Because I didn't believe in myself. Because I believed in what other people wanted me to be. Does that sound familiar? Some people are in a bad relationship. Some people have a problem with drinking and alcohol, drugs. Some people are in a bad. Some people go to their job every single day. Do you realize that most heart attacks occur on Sunday after 5 o'clock? Or even Monday morning before work? Why does that happen? Your body does not want you to go to the job, so your own heart wakes up and attacks you. You don't want to be where you're at, but you're not motivated to what? Change. You're not motivated to change. So, stop worrying about what other people may say, because it's not what people say about you that matters, it's what you say about you that threatens your destiny. Once you believe you can achieve, it's what are you saying about yourself? I can't do that? Why? Why can't you do that? I'm not smart enough. Oh, I'm not smart enough. I don't have the resources. Neither did I. Who do I go to? You have Google. Go to a friend. Go to somebody who's doing exactly what you want to do and become their best friend. Become their best friend. Growing up, I realized, you know what, when I was going through chiropractic school, I became best friends with my professors. Why? Because I knew they're going to help me get to my destination. Even now, continuing education, even now what I'm doing right now, I'm talking in front of a crowd of about 60 people. And how did I get here? I have a good friend of mine, who's probably watching right now. Juan, how you doing? I have a good friend of mine, he's a speaker. I asked him, I said, Juan, I want to become a speaker, how do I become one? And he showed me the way. What? Because I believed I could do it. I believed I could be here. I'm motivated. I got motivated. And it wasn't easy. One of the things that you have to keep asking yourself is why you're doing this. Our biggest obstacle and stumbling block in life is we forget why we're doing it. I tell my students, why are you doing this? Why do you want to become this? Also, remember why you want to become this. Because how the brain works. If the why is big enough, the what and the how will take care of itself. I want to become a speaker. Why? Because I like it. I'll figure out the how and the what. I ask my friends. I did research. The why is big enough because what's the part of the why that is such the obstacle? Because the why is a very, very big motivator in our brain, in the limbic system, which is our reptilian brain. We have to stimulate the why. Why we do anything has to be big enough. If you don't stimulate the why, you're not going to get anything done. The question is, my question to you, once you stimulate the why, what are you going to give up for it? What are you going to give up? What are you going to dump that bad relationship? Are you going to get out of that job? Are you going to give up? I tell my students time and time again, forget about the Friday and Saturday night parties. They'll get there. They'll be there. You're in a perfect place in your life where if you don't focus on it, you're going to lose it. You're going to lose it. You have to ask yourself, what are you giving up for? When I was doing a bodybuilding competition, I gave up. I'll tell you what I gave up. I gave up pizza. I gave up my burgers. I gave up my candy. I used to love licorice. Gummy bears, I used to love gummy bears. I love gummy bears. I love gummy bears and candy fish. I had to give up all that for a bodybuilding competition to be judged for 60 seconds. My why was big enough and I was willing to give up anything for it. You have to ask yourself in this journey, what are you willing to give up? Because when you get to that destination, it's going to be very beneficial. You got to ask yourself, are you willing to do everything and anything possible to live out your dream? Because once you get to the dream, you're going to open up a lot of doors. The old phrase, one door closes. Believe me, once you get to your dream, 5 doors open. Are your friends keeping you down? If your friends are keeping you down, they're not your friends. I tell you right now, in my journey in the last 20 years, I've lost many friends. Or people I thought were my friends, trying to achieve my goals. I've lost many friends. And that's fine. Because your friends should support your dreams. They should not be obstacles in achieving them. Your friends should support. I've lost these people, but I've gained all of these people. I got friends around me all the time that we all support each other. We all say, we come up with an idea, hey, that's great. And also, I got friends of mine who say that's stupid. They don't put me down. What they do is that they say, hey, that may not be the best choice. I love you, man. I love you. But you know what? That's not a good choice. You should not rob the bank. Your friends should support you. And also, too, if you're trying to get motivated for change, they should support that change. We all got what it takes. Will it take everything you got? We all got what it takes, but it's going to take everything to achieve it. You're going to sacrifice those Friday and Saturday nights. You got it. I'm here right now on a Saturday talking to you guys. It's beautiful outside. It's 90 degrees outside. I want to go outside. I want to play. I want to play. Believe me. My girl's begging me to play today. But no, I want to do this. I want to do this up here. Because I'm giving it everything I got to achieve my dream. Number 5. Tip number 5, most important. Make it a habit. It takes 21 days to create or change behavior to create the habit. But the good news is, once it becomes a habit, it becomes a lifestyle. This is my lifestyle. I'm self-motivated. I'm self-dedicated. I'm self-determined. And I got, most important, self-discipline. Why? Because this is my lifestyle now. This is my lifestyle. I like this. I like this a lot. When are you going to do it? When are you going to stop making excuses and come up with action? Again, I always say this, again, it may not be your time, and that's fine. My time came later on. This gentleman, right, he's 19 years old. If I was 19 years old, 19, and hearing me talk, I'd be amazed. I would have been, I believe, my life would have taken a whole different turn. And maybe not, though. Maybe it's not his time. But that's okay. Because I tell you right now, he's going to take something away from this little seminar. At 19 years old. How many people out there wished that they would have changed sooner? Maybe, let me ask you another question. Okay? How many people at your age now wish you were him at 19? Up here getting work. Yeah. Okay, I see your head nodding. I see your head nodding. Yes. Some yes. I wish I was him at 19 years old. Saturday, he comes in. He's 19 years old. What was I doing on Saturday when I was 19 years old? I tell you what I was doing. I was drinking, drugging, and chasing girls. And college was somewhere in there. Okay? Why? Because I had friends that dictated that behavior. Hey man, let's go out and have a beer. Hey man, 19 years old, I had a fake ID at 16. Sure. 19 years old. He sacrificed that Saturday afternoon to hear me talk. That's awesome. I applaud you. When you're successful, don't forget about me. All right. So, to sum it all up, motivation. Only you are in control of your destiny. Only you are. Faith is the ability to see things that don't yet exist. If you can believe, you can achieve. Also, start looking into the future of what you want to accomplish and where you want to go and the person you want to become. 19 years old. Wow, I can imagine that. That's fantastic. At 19 years old. I was 27. See yourself there. Decide what you want and then act as you already have it. When I was bodybuilding, I already imagined myself on the stage. I already imagined myself on there. So again, I had the end result, and all I did was think backwards. Before I became a doctor, going through school, I already was thinking I was a doctor. And then I started working backwards. When I became a teacher, I was thinking to myself, okay, how am I going to be the best teacher I could possibly be to influence minds, young minds? I acted as I was already there. Because once you believe it, you can achieve it. The biggest obstacle that you're going to have in your life is not your friends, it's not your bad relationship, it's not your family, it's not your financial situation, it's you. You are the biggest obstacle of your dreams. You are the biggest obstacle of motivation and accomplishment. So with all that, I thank you very much. I hope you guys always know where to get a hold of me. I'm on Facebook, and please, when you get your motivation and you achieve your dreams, please look me up. I'm always happy to hear successful stories, and thank you for your time. Thank you very much.